Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and today we are going to be rearranging some things in my Lego city. So let's get started. My primary goal for today will be moving this train yard over to where the jazz club and the Parisian restaurant are. And then, due to this movement, the Parisian restaurant, the Holiday Main Street set modification, and the jazz club will all get moved to where the train yard currently is. I'm going to start with moving the jazz club and the Holiday Main Street set, as well as the tracks behind the buildings. Now that the Parisian restaurant, Holiday Main Street modification, and the jazz club are all removed, I can start to add in the train yard. As you guys can see, at the edge of this base plate here, which is normally where the city would end, I have all this extra table space left over. This is about a half base plate's worth of depth, so I'm going to be adding an extra 16 studs to the city. The extra 16 studs of room will be added to this road here to help create a gap between the road and the train yard. Now that the area where the train yard used to be is clear, it's time to add the buildings and the train tracks. Now that the track's in, it's time to ballast everything and make sure that it all looks good. I'm in the middle of adding the train crossing right now, but I figured I'd show you guys how I did it. So as you guys can see, I laid down some plates to rest the road plates on. And then over here, instead of ballasting the train track, I decided to just add some plates, 2 layers of plates actually, and then the train track on top of that. Then over here, I added another layer of plate on top of this extra part out here of the track that's connected to it. And then I added tiles on top. And then the ramp from the road to the train crossing is a perfect height. So here's a better shot of that. So as you guys can see on the right, the red plate is under the road plate, raising it up, and then the bricks are underneath the ramps to get to the train track itself. And then there's 2 layers of plates, and then the train track sits on top of that. And then there's a layer of plate on top of that as well that holds the tiles, and then you can put your ramp on, and it's a perfect height. And as you guys can see, the train ballast is mostly done, including the front halves of the train crossings. And as you guys can see, here's one more look at it before I put the buildings in front of it. So like I said earlier, the red plates are under the road, then the bricks are holding up the other end of the ramps, and then there's another layer of plate that lines up perfectly with the train tracks themselves. And as you guys can see, the normal train ballast lines up perfectly with that. And there you go. And as you guys can see, the setup that I decided to go with is the Parisian restaurant next to this double train crossing here, and also across from the brick bank. And next to the Parisian restaurant and across from the bookshop is the jazz club. And then next to the jazz club is the modified Holiday Main Street set. I don't know if I like the Holiday Main Street set here because the olive green from this building is quite similar. It's actually the exact same color as the Parisian restaurant. And the medium nougat from this building from Holiday Main Street matches up with the Sanctum Sanctorum as well as the bookshop down the street. So I don't know if I like that or not, or if I want to diversify it, but it's going to stay here for now. Now switching gears past those modular buildings and around the corner, here we have the train yard. I quite like the location of this, and I think it's going to stay here. I'm also a big fan of the 16 stud gap between the roads and the train yard. What I plan on putting here is smaller modular buildings, almost like mini modulars, like the Creator 3-in-1 sets and things of that nature. In order for trains to get into the train yard, I'm planning on having a left switch and then following that a right switch so that these two left tracks can go straight into the train yard and this right track can bypass it and go around the rest of the city. Track in the front left corner of the city that's right next to the train yard. I'm going to start by laying a base plate down and marking out where exactly the train track is going to be, and then I'm going to place the dark gray tiles underneath it to give it the ballast look. And there we go. The curved track is now ballasted and connected to the base plate. And that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any feedback for me, definitely leave a comment down below. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.